Three, two, one. All right. How you doing, everyone? We are. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Kind Hearts Mobilecast, and we are doing our first international, essentially. We crossed the borders, everyone. We crossed the borders. Interview with MC Park Road. Adriano, aka Park Road, and he's tuning in from the UK, London. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in London right now, right on the outskirts, but I'm on the fringes.
say hi to everybody. Welcome to the show, Park Road.
Yeah, God bless you, man. Appreciate the shout out, guys, and hello to the community. How are we doing?
Yeah. So it's okay. I'll call you Adriano. Call
me Ads as well if it's easier. Or
Ads.
Yeah,
that's hard, bro. That's hard. That's hard as fuck, bro. That's awesome. Yeah. I like that.
Mathematical. Adding stuff up, you know.
yeah. That's hard, bro. So Ads, tell us some about your background, about your artist journey, and what's been going on with you.
Yeah, I think art is an interesting one. Like for me, my main job right now is a teacher. I'm at secondary school. I teach art. I teach photography.
Oh, word.
And philosophy as well. Like for the secondary school kids, which that's like 11 to 18-year-olds. So I'm very much like divided. That's like I've got my art stuff going. I've also got my photography stuff going. I've got my teaching stuff going. And also I've got my music stuff going. And so the journey really, it begins day one. So I don't know if I'd go back that far. Like I've always been interested in art. Art is like, I don't know what to say, but like art is very important for human culture. So
100%.
I've always loved art, I've always loved it.
How long have you been doing it?
Well, I remember from a young age being able to paint stuff and draw stuff. I say that like my dad like plays bass guitar, and my mum was like really good at painting.
Okay.
And so when I was really little, I just had good parents that supported me in that way.
Yeah. 100%.
And so if I think back, one of the first things that, if I really, really trace it back to the very, very beginning, I don't know if you played with this, but it's like Lego.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I played with it well into my until like my teens, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So it's got to be. It's probably, thinking back, it's probably started with the Lego for me, because like that's like that kind of creative thing that you do at home with the parents.
Yeah. I love Lego, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, the creative mind.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, obviously it kind of just, it's evolved from there. Like I started learning the guitar when I was probably like 11. And then from then on, I started getting into rap and stuff. And my brother's, he knows how to produce music quite well.
Okay.
My younger brother. And so recently, that's why I've got into the production of music recently. Okay. And that's why I've made my YouTube and my music stuff recently. But I don't know, it's just always been surrounding me, kind of thing. So
so what avenue of art do you think one do you like the most, and then two, do you think they're the best at, or they might be the same?
All right. So that's a good question. So my favorite avenue of art's got to be music.
Okay.
Because I love the performance side of it. I love listening to it. I love creating it, all that.
Yeah.
The one that I think I'm the best at, I don't know, because I always have to look at, and I know I'm in this like teaching life right now, and teaching life in the UK is hard, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And but I think there's a reason for me to be there, and I know I'm good at it. So I kind of, I'll say that I don't actually know fully what my full role is, but I'm aiming high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So how long have you been making music? I saw you checked out YouTube. It looks like you just recently kind of started recently.
Yeah. So I just kind of, I've been messing around with it for probably a few years. Like a good, I don't know, around like 7 years, maybe. Been messing around. Like I used to make stuff on the iPad. I used to get the iPad and just all on that.
Dope.
But yeah, finally I've got invested in like a proper laptop. That's literally been like I bought that in Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I downloaded some apps on my phone to make the videos.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was just like, all right, let's start, I don't know, trying to get some more stuff out there and making it a bit more refined and learning.
Okay. Hell yeah, that's dope, bro. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're having fun with it, and then you're learning a lot along the way, I'm sure, and you know, just becoming more technically proficient and skilled and stuff. So, fuck it, right?
Always.
Yeah,
always. Yeah. It's about the learning process. It's about the learning.
So, in terms of music, okay, so well, just let's concentrate on music. Just so I like the music side too. For this segment, which style are you trying to like do the most now? Since you're just recently started putting stuff out, and then, or which style do you like the most to listen to?
So I've got like my inspiration, which is always going to be I'm drawing inspiration from like Capital Steez. You know Capital Steez?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So Capital Steez big like influence lyrically. I like lots of different stuff in terms of like the sound, and I think for the sound nowadays I'm just trying to be open with it and enjoy the making process more than anything else, because my sound's got to be me, and I can't really try and I get influences, no doubt, but I just want to just not think in a way.
100%.
It's hip hop though. It's hip hop.
Oh, 100%. That's dope, bro. And then like do you like what okay, in terms of rap hip hop then, who are your top 5?
All right, so it's got to be Capital Steez, definitely.
Okay.
It's gonna go Capital Steez. I'm gonna put Killer Priest up there, you know.
Oh, word.
Killer Priest.
Yeah.
Come on, Killer Priest. God bless. Who should I go for? This is a big one. I really like the rap group Kine. If you know them,
I've heard of them. I haven't listened to any of their stuff, but yeah.
So they've got like a rapper called like a Kine and Sice Star. But if I can put them together, I'll put that as like you know, just put Kine as a one group.
Yeah.
And I'll probably have to. I don't know. There's so many to choose from. Obviously, you got like Biggie and Tupac for just like the classic old school hip hop, like the flows and the voice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So it's a difficult one, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
MF Doom.
Oh, dang! That's the first time. Yeah. You're the first artist we interviewed that's put MF Doom in the top 5, or that'd be 6 though. But yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. So you like actually like dense lyricism. That's what it sees. Just like dense lyricism, like cold, like lyricism. Like there's people who like sounds and vibes, and then you know the whole mumble rap stuff that I don't particularly like, but I like the beats, you know. But I love
definitely.
I love bars and cleverness, man. that's just me. Yeah.
100%. When it comes to the wordplays.
Yeah,
those wordplays, and I'm like, I love it. Like you can listen to a song a few times, and it's like you know there's something there.
Yeah,
and then one day it will click. And
like, what? yeah, 100%, bro.
That's why I try. I'm very inspired by like an artist that can do that for sure.
Yeah, dope. Hey, that's a pretty good top 6, man. And then so like, okay, so what song, if there was okay, or you could pick 3, up to 3. What songs are your current anthems, like hip hop songs?
Oh, I know one song that is my current anthem. It's not hip hop though.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be hip hop then.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere really? Over the Rainbow.
I love that. So I listened to that song.
That's a good song, but I didn't expect that. That's pretty good. Nice. Yeah.
I'll tell you, bro. It's like when the teaching days. The teaching days are hard, bro.
Okay.
It's not even like when I say that, like teaching is hard. Yeah. It's not the kids. The kids are amazing. The kids are beautiful, but it's the system is it can wear you down, but like either way, like yeah, I love that song. It's so positive.
Yeah.
It uplifts me, and that, I just love it. So.
Yeah, and gives you hope. Some
Yeah,
people,
bro,
optimism. Yeah.
I feel like I'm there. I just remember, oh yeah, it's me. I'm the one who's sitting by the lemon drops by the chimney top, or whatever the lyrics are. I'm like,
that's hilarious. Bro. That's cool, man. Well, yeah, that's interesting that you talk about. You're just express like frustration with the system, as you're not alone. I know that with a lot of educators and stuff. Same with us. We're doing a lot of like little pilot programs for teaching kids and like to be more creative and like encouraging them. But like, because as you know, the current system globally is just like it like stifles creativity and sucks the fun out of everything type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've done some research into that as well. Like if you're looking into teaching how to teach creativity, this is something the school system completely ignores.
100%.
But there is research into it, and they've discovered like what techniques what kind of things make someone creative. Like one of the things is like a skill, but it's like not being afraid of the unknown.
100%, dude. No, dude. We'll talk a lot more after this. Like, there's a lot of collaboration you and you and the Kind Hearts can do it. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it's dope that you're a teacher. I didn't know much about it. I was like, oh, okay, he's an inspiring artist, so that's cool. Okay, and then
God bless.
Yeah. So like, and you have an interesting path. So in terms of just general art, whether it be, I mean, you have your parents as influences, and it's cool that they were like cultivating that curiosity in you. And then so in terms of visual art or just general art, who are your like main influence outside your parents? Like which greats do you look up to?
Wow. Well, see, this is where I'm exposing myself with my maybe not the fully like kind of like a normal answer on this one.
No, that's straight. No, it's fine. It's fine. Esoteric answers are fine, dude. Yeah.
Because I get inspired by stuff like experiences like seeing the pyramids in real life.
Yeah.
Being able to like, I went to like the pyramids in Bosnia. And that was like a nice experience for me, and that felt like spiritual in its way. And like I'm inspired by like great people like Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. Tesla's hella like, yeah.
And like in terms of artists, I'm inspired by a band called The Clash.
The Clash? Sorry? I was about to say Nikola Tesla is an artist in a sense. So, but yeah.
So exactly.
And the architecture's behind the pyramids too. So yeah.
Exactly. So that's the old style of thinking, was like, like it's all connected.
100%,
the art and the science.
100%. They're all connected. So yeah.
Yeah. So it goes back to a kind of like a more old school way of thinking. In fact, this makes it like the Renaissance. The rebirth. Looking at the old stuff and being like, yeah, that's good. I keep that. And so with all the old school art and philosophy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm inspired by lots of different things. I'm inspired a lot by people like yourselves, people like the Killer Priest and stuff like this, because for me, these are the communities which I see around me right now that I see you guys doing stuff and active right now, like, a kind of young community. And it makes me, that's what I want to be like, that's what I'm aspiring to, and to have more kind of influence in that way. And so yeah, everyone inspires me.
Dope, man. You have,
sorry to keep giving dodgy.
No, it's fine.
Around the questions.
No, because I'll hone in on specific questions then. All right. So I want to ask you, who's your favorite painter? The first favorite. Yeah, who in the first name that comes to mind?
I mean, the first one that come to mind was see more are popping up in my head. I've got like the Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Yeah.
I like Banksy a lot. I like the Banksy style graffiti. What else could I go for? I don't really know. Like I don't know who else I'd go for. Like I can't really say. Like I know
that's a good answer though.
Oh God bless.
Yeah. So do which parent was your photographer? What, your dad?
No, my dad plays bass.
Bass,
Like the
bass, and
boom, 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 boom.
then your mom was more of the
And my
visual artist?
mum, she's like,
Painter, yeah.
she was a painter. Like, well, I say she's a painter. Like, my dad's a builder. My mum's like, she has like a few jobs. But I got like distinct memories of when I was a kid. My mum used to like take this book of like dinosaurs. And I used to like pick the dinosaur and she'd like draw the outline for me. And then I'd get to like color it in.
Dude, that's a beautiful story. Wow, that's like, that's awesome.
It made me realize. Yeah, I realized this a few days ago. That's how I learned to draw.
Yeah,
I learned to draw by watching my mum draw, and then following the outline and picking it up from there.
That's awesome, man. Man, that just shows how important of a role parenting is, because they spend the most time around you at your early formative years, and then like their interest, whatever they're passionate about, they follow, and then they can instill that curiosity and passion in your kids, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's just interesting because actually I have a very similar story. My mom was a really good sketch artist, and then she was like, she did a lot of art in college and stuff. But then and that's how I learned to draw. And then it was funny. I was like middle school or something, and I asked her like, "Oh, what did you want to be when you were in college and stuff?" And before you had us, she's like, "Oh, I wanted to be an artist." And then I was like tearing up, and I was like, "I'm sorry for destroying your dreams."
Well, I kind of see it in a way as like the parents are like I'm quite spiritual, and so I see them as like they've come down to purposely teach us a lesson. They're like they're souls that we know, and we know this soul, and this soul is like, oh yeah, I'll be that primary teacher for you, and I'll teach you how to draw. I'll have like all the passion and everything for you.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So that's like, I wish. It's just, well, I would talk to some of my colleagues about that, because a lot of people, especially when they become parents, aren't like curious or had that creative drive anymore. So it's like they can't transfer a lot of people don't even know what their passions are. They've like been disenfranchised of the opportunity to find that for themselves. So they don't really share anything with their kids. And then like they can't instill that curiosity and passion, because creativity is like a drug. Like if you're like pretty decent at something and then you just get absorbed in the process, like that shit is contagious. You know how I'm talking about, right? Exactly. Yeah. So
when
like
you're in the zone.
Exactly. And then like it's just sad, I guess, in this day and age, there's a lot of people just, they don't have that and they can't transfer that to their kids, So yeah, I don't know.
It's a crazy situation, but like this is the important aspect of these kind of social media platforms like what you guys have, because it's important that people start to raise awareness and take back the responsibility that we have for ourselves. 100%. And stuff like this technology, we need to be responsible. We need to be very responsible using it. So we need to promote good messages, but like a lot of these parents they've lost their creative spark, because this happened down the line as well. Yes. It's happened through generations, and bit by bit we're getting my head is on a few different tangents right now, but I'm thinking to the kids at school. Some of them, they're like 11 years old, and that means that when they were born, the iPhone just come out. That iPhone probably didn't even have the app store on the day they were born.
Yes.
And they've grown up and they're walking around with these iPhones now in their pockets as well. And they think it's completely normal. And that worries me, because I think sometimes the adults, we're like kids looking at our screens and so zoned into the phone screen, when really we need to be guiding the kids, take responsibility for it, and make sure that this turns out in the best way it can, because these kids need protecting is all I'm saying. Like, while I'm on this platform as a teacher, there's some scary stuff that happens on the mobile devices, guys. You need to protect your kid. You need to protect your kids. You need to protect your kids.
100%. 100%.
But it's coming back around. It's coming back around, and things are getting better for sure. So we just got to keep going.
Yeah. So what do you, okay, just off the top, what do you think the main problem is with the whole education system?
The main problem?
Yeah.
The people in charge. The people in charge are evil.
Leadership, okay. Ineffective leadership.
Yeah, the people in charge. Like, well, if there was different agenda of our culture, you know, the whole culture is wrong. And you can get into so many different levels of it. Yeah. But ultimately, the educational system is it's like a competition, but for what? Why is everyone fighting for scraps when we have abundance? You know, we could have everything we need. But yeah, the people within the educational system, a lot of them are doing their very best, but it's
based on what they know, I guess. Yeah.
Based on what they know and based on what they're being told to do.
Exactly.
To keep their job.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's actually really interesting. Yeah, you and I we'll talk a lot more about this stuff because there's a lot of stuff how we can integrate you with what we're doing. So and also like awesome. And also I'm sure like your dad being a bass player, how did that influence your creativity development as a from your formative years in your young childhood?
Well, it's because it's nice to when you're young look up at that the father figure or to like one of your parents and to see it as like a normal trait of like an adult, like, oh look, adults have these skills, they can do stuff, they can play bass, they can do this, they can do that. And so when you're young, that naturally makes you think, as part of my progression in life, I want to develop one of these skills. Yeah. And so that's literally what happened. I picked up the guitar eventually. So did my brother. You know, we all both end up. And that's just from my parents they're good teachers. Now that I've done it a bit, I know they're good teachers because they always guided us in the most subtle way and then let us go when we didn't need, so that we could learn it. And then they'd always be there to support us again. But it's that thing of like, as soon as you don't need to like hold someone's hands to help, as soon as they don't need that, you have to let go. And that's what they always did. And so yeah, even by doing that, I still followed in like his musical footsteps in a sense. And so it's just that observation has a big influence.
Damn.
I think.
No, that's a very beautiful answer that I hope a lot of young parents or newly formed parents can actually learn. Because
I saw this.
Yeah. Go on.
I saw a picture on Facebook. It was like a kid on its mum's lap reading a book, and the caption was like, "Our parents asked me, how do you get your kid to read?" And it was like, the kid just copies what you're doing, and it's showing the mum's reading a book as well. So the mum's reading a book and the kid's reading a book, and that's why the kid's reading the book, because he's looking at his parent. Look, I can prove this right now. My uncle, he was obsessed with his bike. Yeah, fixing it, moving his bike seat 1/4 of a millimeter forward, measuring it, all that. Yeah. My dad's looked out the window and said that he's seen his like 6-year-old son staring at his little bike as well, looking at it, measuring it, all doing all that stuff. Like, you know, it's because they're just following their teacher and their guide and their parent. You know,
man, that's like, it's very, 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 very insightful. You're right. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Like, so, do you have kids yourself?
No, man. No, I'm a single Pringle, and I'm a young man as well. I'm 24 right now, so I don't need kids for. Yeah.
And you're like starting to put out, man. You got a long, exciting journey ahead of you, especially with your artist development. That's dope, man. Yeah.
So a bit early for kids.
100%. Why rush, right? How long you been teaching kids then?
So I've done it 2 years now. This is my second year.
Yeah, immediately after graduation.
So I jumped into it. I say 2 years. I jumped into it in coronavirus year. So I missed half of that year.
Oh,
I jumped straight into like the online teaching and stuff like that. And so it's been a really weird time to start. It's been really strange.
For sure. So you haven't had it. You haven't had any in-person classroom, multiple classroom people?
Oh, like, yeah, loads.
Oh, yeah,
loads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And
I was just saying that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying that like last year and this year we have lost some time due to online lessons. And I was just saying that for me, I've jumped my first year, I jumped straight into that. And a lot of other teachers, that was their first time as well. They've been doing teaching for 40 years, but this is the first year of online learning.
Yeah.
You know, because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was sorry.
No. Yeah, I was just saying, how has that transition and adjustment period been, or like for you, and like what are the weird stuff, what are the problems that you see with it, the ineffectiveness and stuff, or like whatever you can describe it, what your whole experience has been from going in person to live.
One thing is like what from the in class to the online lessons?
Yeah.
Oh, that transition. Well, it helped me learn a lot about what resources I can use in lesson. I prefer in lessons because I can see my students there. Yes, I can 100%. Talk to them one to one. But there was a lot of stuff which I didn't really pay much attention to when I was in the classroom in terms of like resources that were available.
Yeah.
But once it was like switched to online, there was a lot of stuff which I had to search for new ways to engage my classes. And so, I just picked up new tricks and stuff, like how to do like online quizzes and stuff like that. And I just picked up like little tricks and stuff that kind of work. But if you want to know like how it's been for the actual school system, it's been a fuckery. It's been wait, am I allowed to swear?
No, you're allowed to swear. I swear all the time, bro. Yeah.
It's been messed up. Like these, and a good thing, because in the same way school doesn't always teach you valuable lessons. All these kids, no matter what age they are, have been taught that nothing is certain. Yeah. Everything can change like that, and before you know it, you're off again. And all those kids have had to come to terms with that.
Yeah.
Especially the ones who are like in their exam periods. Yeah. And they don't even know if they're going to get graded for those exams or not, because those exams might just like, they might be locked down and then no one's doing exams again.
Yeah.
And then all the grades just get made up. So, the educational system is very much like, it's crumbling. I think it's crumbling. I'm not sure, but to me, it looks like it's kind of, there a lot of like the stuff that they kind of try and sweep under the rug. It's not really fully getting swept under the rug, and it's getting exposed, and people are seeing like, what are these grades based on? What is this based on? The kids have not really learned anything here. What's the point in them? There's lots of different stuff which is coming to the surface really through this.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Damn, this is dope. Well, not that there's a lot of problems with the education system or all the problems surfacing, but it's just, when I see that a lot of problems that we didn't know were problems are like coming surfacing, then more self-awareness of the ineffectiveness of the system, and then which creates opportunities to fill those, needs and stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunity in educational tech to like really revamp up learning and accelerate kids' development and stuff.
Yeah, like one of the things that, just to go on, I know I'm staying on the teaching thing and I'm happy to get off it, but just because I know you're like in your martial arts and stuff, martial arts should be taught at school. That's one of the things that should be taught most important at school.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
You understand that better than anyone else.
Yes.
Because you've studied it properly. I saw the video on the Killer Priest. You said you go to Thailand to study.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To study in Muay Thai. And when you study these martial arts, like, properly, and you learn the philosophy behind it, and it's a way of life. It's not necessarily something that, is just about a fight. It's something that you carry with yourself in life. And we carry ourselves in life by the way that our cultures teach us to. That's what we're carrying with us, is this cultural kind of attitude.
100%, bro. Yeah.
So that's why martial arts is one of the ones that I think should be up there 100%. Every single school should teach it, martial arts of some kind, in my opinion.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, yeah, someone with, industry insight as a teacher yourself, like, and knowing all the holes in the system and stuff. That's awesome that you say that, because I've been saying this. I said, if I was a dictator of a country, I would make, as part of PE, I would make martial arts or self-defense or combat training part of the curriculum. But I would also make sure it's mandatory for at least women. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For females, like to learn from an early age so that they can defend themselves. Not necessarily all males could have to do. I was just saying, if I was a dictator of a country, that's what I would immediately institute that type of policy. So
I'd do it for both. I'd do it for both the men and the women. We both need it,
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So man, that's so dope. Yeah. How for you? How do you feel like you're gonna want to try to integrate your passions of art, different visual arts, and music and the performing side of it, with what you're trying to teach students, or how you're trying to like instill curiosity and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, no, that is part of the challenge of right now. I mean, right now the way I'm running it is that I put a lot of my my energy goes into teaching right now. That's where my energy goes. But ultimately, I don't want it to be that, because like I said, I see this system as quite corrupt, and I fight for these kids, and they treat the kid. They don't care about these kids. I tell you, I mean, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for all this stuff that I'm saying. As long as like my school doesn't find out, I won't get in trouble. But let me just tell you, they don't give a shit about these kids, man. And like it's I just keep. I'm there to support them and to take care of them best I can. I'm stretched very thin because I've got a lot of students.
Yes.
And to take care of even one of their problems, I could spend all of my working hours on just one, but there's loads. And even the people that they have in place to support these kids are stretched thin. And for me, my goal is to keep ascending. I've got multiple little avenues of future potential that I'll dive into, but I don't think I will stay in teaching for much longer, because I want to have more of an influence. I might look for a job in the Department of Education.
Going up the ladder. Yeah.
Go up the ladder.
Yeah.
But other stuff is like, music. That the best avenue to educate people through is art. When you think about where people get educated nowadays, it's not at school. The best teachers at school are artists, to teach you that beautiful lesson, to make you remember. That teacher's an artist. But the people who are on your TV screen, they're teaching you. Whether it's good or bad, they're also teaching you.
Yeah.
And so the best way to teach people is, I think, through stuff like music, through dance, through martial arts. This is where like a lot of life lessons can be learned. And so, yeah, I would like to become like a full-time kind of like entrepreneur. And just I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. You got a lot of insight already. So yeah, you just got to keep grinding. And you'll probably stumble upon that one idea. You're like, oh, this is my calling. I can integrate all my stuff I'm skilled at. It's pretty cool just to witness. Like, it's just because that's what essentially when I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was age 24. So, and I'm like, damn, that's like, it's just interesting hearing about your what you're doing, because all that's like a lot of stuff are going to start to click like whenever that happens, whenever, and then like, yeah, that's just dope. Man, that's so cool. Yeah. I was just it was just random, like hearing so you said you and both your brothers are both bass players because it influenced by your dad, right?
Oh no, me and my brother both play guitar, but my dad plays bass.
Oh, and so you guys play together, like you guys have jam sessions together and stuff.
Yeah, Like when I tell you as well though, like I need to get my brother to send you some of his instrumentals because they're off the chain. He's so good at producing.
They're fine.
He's so,
hell yeah.
you know those like lo-fi type beats
I
that you
love
hear
lo-fi.
on YouTube.
I love
no, but
lo-fi.
he does those, like you'll listen to one of his ones and you're like, this is the stuff that they have on those mixes. This is actually. So I'll send that through, man.
Please do. I'll spit over that shit, dude. We'll do like we'll do like remote music video type shit. Since you and since I edit videos, dude, I got you, bro. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my YouTube channel. I'll send you all the stuff. But yeah. Damn, dude, that's lit, bro. Damn, it's pretty dope. So
I mean,
yeah, what's up?
So I know, like, while I'm here as well, I feel like I should mention it. I kind of had it in my head.
Yeah.
I would have to talk about weed, or is that like?
Oh yeah, we can.
Are you saving that? I'm not sure if you're saving that. And you're like,
no, yeah, we talk about weed. I love hearing more about like I love hearing more about like your whole journey first, and then where does weed come into it? So this is actually a perfect segue for it. Yeah. But yeah, so I see you rolling up right now. So yeah.
I'm rolling up right now. Yeah. I'm thinking that I have to mention that the power of weed, when you look at some of the teachings, some of the philosophies, you'll see that it's in the Bible. It's the Rastafarians talk about it as well. There's a lot of spiritual beliefs to do with weeds. Your endocannabinoid system needs to be activated. It literally is being activated if you're a living human being, and cannabis activates it entirely. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's also worth mentioning, just for the sake of for some people as well. Like, this is not saying like indulge every day, because excess is as bad as lack of. If you have too much or you don't have enough. But being in the middle somewhere, that's where you want to be. And for me, my life it's like one of the stages of my life is from when I discovered weed and just lived through my teenager years. I just call them the teenager years. Because those teenager years are like in South London, it is, and probably in America as well, the situation for the kids, they're looking for escape, some of them. It's the reality.
A lot of, most of them, if anything. 100%. Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of the stuff which you can get your hands on, which gets you that escape, it is a lot more damaging than weed. It's a lot more damaging. And like so either way, the fact that weed has some like medicinal kind of benefits and a spiritual, emotional, this kind of stuff, that it's just the way forward. And I know a lot of people that defend it very heavily and have been through big stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, rather than take like pills, why the doctor's going to give you pills? And so I feel like I'm speaking kind of like half in like analogies and like
no,
mysterious and stuff.
No. Yeah, I'm there. I totally get it. It's damn. That's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty deep for sure. Like, so when you whenever you're is weed part of your ritual to get in the creative state?
Well, so this is the thing. Like when I'm teaching. Right now I'm on holidays. Just say that I'm on holidays right now.
In England. Disclaimer.
Yeah. When I'm teaching, I don't smoke until the weekend. I smoke only on the weekend because that's just how I do it right now. I've done it before while I was teaching as well, but like right now while I'm teaching, I don't smoke. So I can still get into the creative mind frame while sober, so to speak. But I've also spent a lot of years indulging. And so I feel like I'm already a little bit tuned into that stuff anyway. But whenever I spit bars, I always roll a joint. I just take a few pulls of it whenever I spit bars, because right now it's just a ritual. If I'm gonna spit some bars, I just want to have like just a couple pulls on a joint, and I just want to have it in my hands. Yeah, and it's been a ritual for just like some social groups that I'm in as well. I have to recognize that like there's communities of with some of my friends that we've always been able to meet because of that reason of linking for a spliff. We could always just just meet for 15 minutes because we'll meet up and sit down and just have a spliff and chat some ball. I don't know. Weed is amazing though. It's very good.
100%. Yeah. Damn. Do you do any physical activities, athletics, or something to supplement your spiritual creative journey?
So for me, I'm big into my yoga. My yoga is my biggest thing.
Okay, how about that's very interesting. Okay, you gave me someone with yoga vibes, but yeah, go on. Yeah, can you explain more about like how that plays with everything?
Yeah, so yoga is it's to do with making like a balance and union between two forces kind of thing. And so you're trying to find like this balance in your life. Yoga, what people think of as yoga, which is like the postures and the movement.
Yeah.
Those are big aspects of yoga is the posture and the movement. The posture is important because it's the exercises, the strength, and like I guess each different posture is like a different circuit of energy aligned to like a different archetype or principle.
Yeah.
Yoga has different aspects as well as those, though. For example, the breathing. Breathing is a big aspect of yoga. Being able to control what they call the prana, which is the energy. And so by studying yoga, you'll become more aware of like the power that you can have by controlling your breath. Yes. Controlling your breath is a power. So that's something 100%. For people to be aware. Yeah. Meditation is another aspect of yoga. So whether it's by doing a sequence that you know so well that becomes like a trance that you're like meditating, or whether it's actually just sitting in a posture, being very still and meditating.
Yeah.
All of that is important for, just getting, again, I think it's probably to do with the culture. Our culture keeps us in our head, and we should learn to probably quiet down those thoughts a little bit. Yeah.
How long have you been doing yoga?
And the reason
go on.
I've been doing, so yoga, I discovered it about 3 or 4 years ago, I think. Gotcha. 3 or 4.
Nice. What kind of yoga?
So yeah, lots of different kinds. So I've done Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Hatha, Yin yoga.
You don't like Bikram? I like Bikram.
Iyengar. I'm not sure if I've done Bikram or not.
Iyengar,
I've done Iyengar. But I think the main ones I've been focusing on are Ashtanga, Hatha as well, and I really enjoyed my Yin yoga, which is very much like just laying in one position.
For
hours.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I'm just trying not to fall asleep. I fall asleep all the time.
Yeah, just tripping balls, like seeing the colors, like whoa.
yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is that you can have a psychedelic experience just from you doing yoga, and you can do it sober just because you're like fully immersed in the moment. So,
I was talking to my friend about this the other day. It's like, really, when you think about it, the psychedelic experience doesn't damage your body necessarily.
Yeah.
Because it's activating the same stuff that activates when you're sleeping. It's the same as being asleep, but you're awake.
Yes.
You're just asleep. So yeah, it doesn't damage. It's natural.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's really interesting. How do you? So, and you said I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said, and that's the reason. But it seemed like you were about to say like, well, I was saying it's about like taming the monkey mind, the incessant or internal dialogue. I thought that's where you were going, but like, yeah, can you want to elaborate more on that? I don't know if you remember what you were saying.
No, well, I mean, you kind of I get what you're saying about how it links to that, to the aspects. Like yoga is something which when you start doing yoga, this is what my yoga teacher always used to tell me. I was like, is there yoga class today? He's like, yoga class every day. And I was thinking to myself, what was that? Wait a second, yoga class isn't every day. And he's looking at me like, yoga class is every day, all day,
Yeah.
Because yoga is something that you do non-stop.
100%.
And that monkey mind that you're talking about, it's there for a reason. And you gotta like take care of that monkey. It's not about putting the monkey don't put the monkey in a cage, because that's animal abuse. Yes. You get me? That monkey is like you. That monkey is half of you. And but is that monkey your boss? Not really. It's not your boss. So yeah, with yoga, you're basically, it's kind of like smoking weed. It will help you disconnect from things that you don't need to connect to. Let go of certain things, which is not to say you should let go of everything always. Yoga will also teach you that. Sometimes you've got to hold on, otherwise you fall down. But
damn, bro, that's a deep analogy, bro. That's actually really nice. I like that. I like the way you describe it too. So yeah, I loved yoga. I did hot yoga. I did hot yoga. Bikram yoga to supplement my Muay Thai training, and that's when I realized, I was like, oh my God, this is a hack that like 90% of fighters aren't doing. So Anyway, anyone who's gonna be watching this, if you all fight or do martial arts, do a supplemental training with yoga. You get to different sides, like a spiritual, mental,
exactly.
It's a mental training, a lot of it, and the breathing. You'll have a lot of different perspectives on breathing and the effectiveness of breathing to execute your martial arts techniques. So that's what
exactly.
That's what
Yep. Exactly, man.
Yeah.
It's important. So,
breathing
you said it a million times better.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying breathing is like, I don't know. It's like a high ratio, like 70% of something of like an actual fighting, like the actual fight itself. Like if you know how to breathe, you will fucking win. Like you can, assuming your technique is good and stuff, but the one who can breathe better and know when to breathe and how to breathe to maximize the effectiveness of a strike or just evasive maneuver and to save energy, all that shit. All that shit's at play at the same, during a fight because there's so much chaos. But then and then yoga is like one of the best training methods for that, So yeah. So anyway, I
honestly think that we're gonna see some amazing things over the next few years. And like in the yogic texts, the true yogis, they levitate. Yeah,
that's what I've heard. Yeah, I haven't seen any, but I've heard that stuff. So yeah,
I've not seen it either. Not at any of my yoga teachers, but
I mean, I traveled. I went to India for a month, and then I was like trying to I was like looking, and so I went to what is it? The yoga cap. I totally forgot the name. The name is blanking out. So I went Kashmir, Jammu, wherever the fucking Beatles and like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg, they all went to this yoga capital, whatever. I forgot the Rishikesh. There you go. Yeah,
Rishikesh. Oh, near the Himalayas.
Yeah. So yeah, nice. I went there. Yeah, and then and I was just like trying to avoid stepping on cow shit everywhere. But then a bunch of people in like those Aladdin pants, and then I was just trying to learn some stuff. But I was like, but yeah, you would hear all these mystical stuff happening all the time. I'm trying to witness this. I'm like, where the fuck are these? There's like gurus and then witch doctors around or whatever, shamans, and then like people, yeah, it's a wild place, man. And it was like, it gave me a lot of insight. Yeah, so yeah,
I'm gonna shout out my one of my yoga teachers, Felix Price, because I said no yoga teacher I've seen has levitated. Yeah. Shout out to Felix Price, for doing the levitation training.
He does it. Said,
well, no, I say that he was like, he's jumping in the air and trying to do full lotus, and then landed. So it's like levitation practice.
No, 100%. Well, is he taking pictures at the top of when he's folded and in the air? Is he taking pictures? Oh, exactly. He's doing it. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Send me his Instagram. I want to see that shit. Yeah, that shit's hilarious. Yeah, that's awesome. For sure.
He's good, man. He's good. And I'm thinking that, like you're saying, like a lot of people, like if you look around to actually see it, you might not find it immediately, but that doesn't mean that necessarily it's not possible. Because I just thinking, according to them as well, they could live to these really long ages. They could live to 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
If they're telling the truth about some of this stuff. we're comparing bodies that can only live to like 100 years old.
Yes.
So we need to ascend our bodies a bit more before we can levitate, basically.
No, yeah. So when I was there were a bunch of people over 100 years old, and there were people were saying like 200, 300. I'm like, really? And I'm taking their word for it, you know? So yeah. But like, so I'm just like, but I was always skeptical, and like, that's why I definitely want to go back to India. India was a wild place, man. It was dope. But yeah.
It's good to be skeptical. It's good to be skeptical.
For sure.
I think.
I was just curious. Do you ever do yoga with weed while high on weed, or all the time on weed, or like sometimes not, man. And like sometimes?
I used to be like the assistant at a yoga place, man. And if any of the people, you guys, if any of the assistants ever see this, I was stoned then, man. Like, because it was at a hot yoga as well. That's where I used to help, and like there was times where I'd go in and the heat was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have smoked a joint. But there was other times where I knew I was on a different level to everyone else, and it's because the weed had got me focusing on my breathing and stuff like that. Like, that's another thing about the breathing. When you follow your breathing and you can almost read it. You know when some people check their watch thing with all the numbers and they'll be like, oh, I'm running too fast now, or my heartbeat's gone too fast. You can do that just with your breath. You can know just by following your breath where you are. So yeah, I lost my train of thought there, but basically, weed and yoga, yeah, they work good, man.
Well, so the thing about talking about your breath and like about your heart rate and stuff. So like Tibetan monks, you know, when they're known to, like, when they meditate or they do walking meditation in like ice cold regions, and then they're like without shivering, and shivering is the body's natural mechanism for warmth, right? Or like they're in like really hot, like frigid, not frigid, hot, like what is it, sauna type temperature, dry sauna without breaking a sweat, and then they reprogram their body's biological natural evolutionary processes, right? Because just through meditation and all that stuff. But like, though, when they meditate, they get their heartbeat down to like 1 beat a minute type shit. And I'm like, that's when I realized, I'm like, dude, there's something to all this meditation, yoga, all that stuff. Well, yoga is like focused meditation in to improve your flexibility and like physical training for meditation, right? And then like it's just like, that's when I realized, dude, this is on some like superhuman type shit. So that's what kind of like sparked this curiosity and like me searching and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it's like there's definitely, there's definitely something to this, you know. Like sure, there's a lot of like that hippie woo-woo type shit that makes a lot of people skeptical and give it a bad name. But there's also a lot of validity to it that is rooted in science, and like for the people to do like some crazy superhuman shit, you know. So
yeah, or like, what even are we as people? This what it links into. Like, why are we here? Like, you're living a life right now. I'm living a real life. That's a fact. It's a real experience.
Yeah.
The experience is, I can't deny the fact that this experience is taking place.
Yeah.
I have to ask myself why I'm experiencing it, where it comes from, and what's my place in it. Yeah. And when I ask myself all these questions, I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, this body is a seriously beautiful design. Mm-hmm. This is complicated stuff. And I can see how it operates without me doing anything. If I eat a load of stuff, I know during the nighttime, my belly's just working away. It's operating, it's digesting all this different stuff. Like, you know, your body is a universe. It's a very intelligent universe.
Yes.
And it comes from a consciousness. That's yes. my belief.
Yeah.
And because, you know, when we're asking ourselves, for me, all these questions, it comes down to it that we're amazing. We're amazing. We can do so much. Yes. We just need to kind of unlock it.
Yeah. And be disciplined in while unlocking it. If you want, the more disciplined you are, the faster or more effective you can be at unlocking all these.
There's many different routes, but I always think if you go for the discipline route, at least you're trying to follow, you're following a route which kind of is the right route.
It's like guaranteed in a way if you're disciplined, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the way to see it. It's guaranteed.
So, exactly. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. Oh yeah, so we're coming to the end of our interview, and this is what we usually ask our guests. So, for aspiring artists, okay, it's a 3-part question. What type of advice would you give to aspiring yogis? Okay, what's one? Aspiring artists, like whatever route of music or visual, and then aspiring teachers or parents.
All right, so
so you could answer each one separately.
So the big one, which I'll apply this, I guess maybe I should save this one for last actually. With yoga, I think everyone should basically keep focusing on the daily focus of your practice, but also just remember that yoga goes on 24/7 as much as possible. I'm not perfect with it, but that's something to aim towards. And maybe try and live more in tune with the natural cycles, like rise with the sun. Again, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
For artists, I would say just carry on looking into the topics which you're interested in. So if you and looking at stuff which is new to you. So that combination, if you're a footballer, why don't you look at maybe painting as well, but paint about football. Use it as another avenue to explore the thing that you already enjoy. So you've got one thing, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Okay, keep going. Yeah.
But have those kind of discipline extend into a different discipline. But it's a way to explore it.
All right, so this is why I told a lot of people I play chess. I play chess to supplement my Muay Thai. I'm like, this is how I play chess. This is how I do Muay Thai, and I get fast iterations of like a sparring session. And people don't realize everyone thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, no, this is helping me. I'm doing Muay Thai by playing chess, and I do that. Or I play chess by playing basketball with playing one-on-one with my friend, that type of shit. Or like anytime I'm like, you can think of creativity as high-level problem solving, right? And then like I look at me just trying to finish a song. There was a point where I would like release like a 16-bar thing a day. I would like release just an Instagram, whatever bullshit, right? But like that, trying to finish a little daily project like that helps me, tackle other problems I'm facing at work, whatever, creatively or with business or something, or like trying to solve a technical problem. And I'm like, as you said, using one discipline to supplement or help you improve in the discipline you're originally passionate about. If anything, if you have like one thing, like, I don't know, I can like go talk about on hours, but I totally agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I want to link it. I'm going to link it into the yoga one. For a yoga person, that would be where rather than practice yoga on your mat, practice it on your mat, but then make a meal for your family and eat it with them. That's where your yoga practice is, making the meal for your family and eating it with them and having a conversation with them. That's where your real practice is. But as well as do it on your mat as well. Keep practicing on the mat and getting, enjoying the postures and all that stuff, like all the sequences. But like they're basically if you're an artist in whatever discipline you're in, just look at other ways that you can kind of expand yourself. But it's up to you. Everyone kind of look within. You should know. They'll know the answers.
100%.
And for the teachers, the parents, for the teachers, this one is for the teachers out there in school. You just remember, you will never understand someone else and what they're going through. Truly will never understand it. You can understand that you don't understand. I'm talking about, everyone has it, this doesn't just go to the teachers, this goes to everyone. When you look at someone else, you don't know what's going on behind the surface. because you're looking at them as a reflection of yourself. You're looking at them through your eyes in your world. Mm-hmm. So these people are real people, and you just need to never like, you know, how do I explain it? You need to let people live, basically. They're not doing, no one's doing anything to hurt you. Sometimes they are, but this is mainly for the teachers. When you're dealing with your students, with the kids, that you don't know what it is they're going through. They could have gone through crazy stuff that as adults you will never understand, because your life has been nice,
yeah,
and it's been good and wholesome. And so because you never understand those, you have to accept that. Just let them be in their grace, and don't make life more difficult for them. Make it more positive. Support them where you can. Be honest, be open, and show them those positive attributes. If like, that's the least you can do. Do you know what I mean? The least you can do is just be honest, and just show them signs of positivity and honesty. Just look, I don't know, I'm sorry, but right now everything's all right. Let's just be chilled. Whatever. But and the final one to everyone is study your astrological chart. Find out about astrology, because it's everything is written in the stars. The first place to find out is about yourself. Find your own astrological wheel. Look on like Astro Cafe. You have multiple different signs. It's a complicated chart, but you need to start reading them and learning about yourself. That's my, and I'd just like to know what star sign you are as well.
For the like zodiac stuff, or like based on what I was born. I think I'm an Aquarius. End of January.
You're an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know what time you're born as well?
I think it was 10 p.m.
All right, so we can calculate all of like your moon sign, your rising sign, your like where all the planets were when you were born, like what because like Mars, for example, Mars is like the god of war.
Yeah.
So when you were born, Mars is going to be in one of those 12 signs. So for you as a fighter, it's quite interesting having. I think Aquarius is quite a chilled out kind of sign. It goes with the flow. You know, it's open to new ways of thought, definitely open to new ways of thinking and all these different like avenues of thought and stuff like that. But for a fighter, it's an interesting one to be in, because it's quite intellectual, you know.
Gotcha.
So I'll just be interested for what the other signs might be. Like for example, your Mars. Mars might be in like Scorpio or something. Scorpio's like the fighter. He's like he's ruled by Mars, or Aries.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, astrology.
Yeah. I'll look into that. I'm learning just more into it, especially the girls I'm trying to date. They're all into that stuff. So I'm just like, all right, I have to learn more about that. You know what I'm saying?
We can look at it. We can look at it later if you want.
I got you.
Take 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got you. Anyway, but yeah. So we'll check in. Adriano, aka Park Road. Thank you for your interview. This is a very enlightening and enriching conversation. We'll check in with you once we get some more projects out with you, or like, you know, we could collaborate with some stuff, and then we can make some announcements down the road. So like, yeah, glad to be connected with you. You popped the kind hearts cherry in us going abroad internationally. We crossed. Yeah, we crossed. What? That's the Pacific, right? Yeah. Wait, no, that's the Atlantic Ocean. From Fitz.
International now.
Yeah. We crossed an ocean. We go international now. What's up, baby? And everyone. This is everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Kind Hearts. This is gonna be. We're gonna chop this up for sound bites, but anyway. Yeah, we're gonna be signing off. And
cheers, man.
Peace, everyone.
Thank you guys for the opportunity, man. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you. Hold on 1 second. So.